Hello world and welcome to the first episode of You's Rambles. My name is, unfortunately, You. That's YU and not you, as in YOU. And this podcast show, I still don't fully know what to call this, but it's basically where I ramble about anything, about everything. So let's get started. First, happy holidays, and truly, it's a happy day for me. I currently work in Japan where most companies don't celebrate Christmas, which means nearly everyone works through Christmas. It's kind of sad, honestly. Holidays here typically start on the 28th and go on for a week or so. However, I have decided to jumpstart my holiday by taking the 26th and the 27th off. Early holidays, here I come! Is what I'd like to say, but the reality is that, well, it's almost 2020, right? It's nearing the end of a decade, and I have a life decision to make. Long story short, I don't know whether I should stay at my current company or leave. My current company, without divulging too many details, they've done a lot for me, and the company itself has grown an incredible amount. I basically started when it was still quite small, and now it's growing bigger and bigger, and we have like double the number of employees. It's quite incredible, really. Unfortunately, I'm just not that happy with the management for various reasons that I'd like to keep mum on until I don't actually work there anymore. That, and I'm not honestly making a lot of money for the amount of work I put in, but we can all kind of say that, can't we? I'm making plans to leave, but that means I need to find a job, and unfortunately, I don't have one secured yet. So the 26th and the 27th will be partly family reunion and partly me doubling down on my job search, contacting agencies left and right before they go on holiday. Fun. Moving on to a slightly brighter topic, I have been eating fried chicken for 2 days straight, because that's what you do on Christmas in Japan. Yum Japanese turkey. On an even happier topic, my Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 eyeshadow palette, that's a lot to say. Well, it arrived yesterday. It's just as gorgeous as I imagined. Though it's incredibly hard to do a makeup review when all you've got going for you is your voice, but summing it up, my favorite row is the sequin row. The glitters are actually visible from far away, and they're all different colors from the actual eyeshadow. So that's really nice and pleasant to see. You don't see that a lot here in Japan. And my favorite color is Aura because it really blends into my skin, but leaves a wet, sparkly finish, which I love. I'm also a big fan of Mercury, though I kind of have to confess I have no idea how to use blacks and grays and blues. I'm a little scared of looking like I got punched in the face or that I turned completely emo. The color I'm most scared of working with, though, is Poet, simply because reds tend to make me look like I have a fever or I got punched in the face. I've never had a full eyeshadow palette quite like this, and I'm no beauty guru, so it'll take me a long while to even get through this palette, but I'm trying to use it every day so that I can get used to using a wide range of colors. We'll see just how well I do with that. Next, on to something less makeup related. 2019 is when I started reading books. Despite not having picked up a book to actually read in years, I managed to finish a whopping 8 books this year. That might change to 9 if I manage to finish this new book I just started reading on my Kindle the other day. But yeah, 8 books. To some people, that's a lot. I get both the physical and electronic versions of books, depending on which is cheaper and more available to me, and I see benefits with both of them. Maybe one day I'll talk a bit more in depth about how I manage that, considering I live in Japan and it's difficult to find books in English. I'm also getting back into gaming. Not entirely. I used to be way more into it, but I mean, it's more than 2018 or 2017, so that's good. Fire Emblem Three Houses, at least I think that's its name, and Pokemon Sword are what I'm currently playing now. I'm honestly not progressing too fast because work and other commitments, but I'll probably finish them both during the holidays, so that's exciting. Can't wait. And I guess the last thing I'm going to talk about for this week's podcast show thing is that I recently signed up for Japanese lessons. My father, he disapproves and thinks it's a waste of money. He says, you can learn Japanese just by living your life. But what he doesn't know is I'm a bona fide hikikomori, or in English, that's something similar to a shut-in. And I don't really have any friends who I regularly talk to, especially in Japanese. Yeah, I know, that sounds sad when I word it like that. But yeah, I don't drink or party, and my hobbies are 100% solo unless you like to sing karaoke for 5 hours straight, in which case, ring me up. But yeah, I pretty much have no way of speaking Japanese other than through work, lessons, and daily life, and since I'm a shut in when I'm not when it's not necessary for me to head out, I'm basically at home in my pajamas, dead. I might have N1 as an N1 of the Japanese language proficiency test, or JLPT. But there's honestly so much more that I can learn when it comes to the Japanese language, and I feel like my communication skills are still lacking a lot, which is funny because in the office, all I do is speak in Japanese. But yeah, lessons. I just started, but I am hopeful for the future. I really like learning Japanese. It's just one of those hobbies of mine that I've always liked, and I'd like to take lessons forever, honestly. That's how much I like them. Um, if anyone knows, if anyone wants to know how I managed to get N1, I can sit down and talk about it, maybe even show a couple of the resources that I used. So please feel free to ask. Just know it's a bit of an anticlimactic yet somehow weird story. It's definitely not your typical, I studied Japanese for X amount of years and I naturally became good at it story. Yeah. So that's all the time I have for today. Thank you for listening to this week's ramble, and I'll do my best to have enough content for next time, I guess. If you liked my ramble, please leave a like for that YouTube algorithm and maybe even poke that subscribe button. Otherwise, leave a comment below so I know I'm not completely alone in the world. Ramble at you next time. Bye!